What if I tell you that Iran, one of the world's biggest energy giants, is spending billions on nuclear power, not to keep the lights on, but for something far more dangerous? Iran isn't just energy rich, it's energy overflowing. The country has some of the largest oil and natural gas reserves on Earth. In fact, Iran is the third largest natural gas producer in the world after the United States and Russia. And here's the fun fact. While the average American pays around 18 cents per kilowatt hour for electricity, in Iran, it's just 0.4 of a cent, which is $0.004. That's more than 45 times cheaper than in the US. Iran joins oil-rich nations like Libya, Kuwait, Oman, Iraq, and Qatar, all of whom enjoy ultra-low electricity prices. That's because they don't need to import fuel like Germany or France. They literally sit on top of their power grid. So why the obsession with nuclear power? Let's be clear. Iran's nuclear program is not about lowering electricity costs. It never was. If it were, Iran would have abandoned it a long time ago. You may ask why. Because global sanctions targeting its nuclear activity have already cost the country an estimated $1 trillion. Yes, 1 trillion. Just for a few extra megawatts. That doesn't make economic sense. It makes political sense. Take Iran's Bushehr nuclear power plant. Under construction since the 1990s. It's finally running, but it produces just 1,000 megawatts or 1% of Iran's electricity supply. That's after spending up to $4 billion building it. To put that in perspective, Iran already produces most of its electricity, 86% of it, from natural gas, which costs just $0.001 per kilowatt hour for residential customers. They've got so much gas, they're exporting electricity to Iraq. When the US reimposed sanctions under President Trump, citing Iran's missile program and nuclear threats, Iran's GDP nosedived. Growth fell from 8.8% under the Obama deal to just 2.4%. So again, what country would willingly lose $1 trillion in trade, tourism, and tech just to produce 1% more electricity? Iran isn't trying to power homes. It's trying to power influence, regional dominance, and possibly nuclear weapons. Now, here's something else to think about. Countries like Saudi Arabia and the United Arab Emirates, who also enjoy low energy costs, started their nuclear programs only after Iran's program began expanding rapidly. They weren't trying to lower power bills either. It was a response, a strategic one. Because once Iran ramps up its nuclear capabilities, whether civilian or military, everyone else in the region is going to want in. And Iran's nuclear infrastructure is no joke. The Natanz uranium enrichment facility, for example, is built deep underground, fortified to resist US airstrikes. You don't go that far underground for household lighting. A diplomatic deal could keep Iran's ambitions civilian. That if you offer enough incentives, Iran might stop short of weapons development. But critics say that argument was flawed from the start, because Iran was never interested in a civilian program to begin with. No one builds $20 billion worth of nuclear plants in a country with $400 billion GDP just to generate electricity they already have, practically for free. So why pursue nuclear power at such a high economic and diplomatic cost? That's the question many continue to ask. And the answer depends on who you believe. Is it a push for self-reliance, prestige, or something more strategic? What's certain is that Iran's nuclear ambitions remain one of the most watched, most debated issues in global geopolitics. And as sanctions tighten and technology advances, the stakes for the region and the world continue to rise. With Rudrashish Kanjilal, Bureau Report, India Today Global.